Margaret and her two brothers, Paul and David, shared a small hut right outside the village. It was so hot one summer night that Margaret couldn't sleep. Sat up in her bed, and in the darkness, she watched the moon move across the sky. Suddenly, something caught her eye. She saw two yellowish-green lights moving across the woods near the graveyard, down the hill. They looked like the two eyes of some animal, but she couldn't know what kind of creature they were. Soon the creature left the woods and headed up the hill towards the house. For a few moments, Margaret lost sight of it. Then she saw it moving across the lawn towards her window. It looked like something like a man, but it didn't. Margaret was terrified. She wanted to run out of the room, but the door was next to the window. She feared the creature would see her and break in before she could escape. When the creature turned and went a different direction, Margaret rushed towards the door. But before she could open the door, it was back. Margaret found herself staring through the window of a shrunken face, like that of a mummy. Its yellowish green eyes shimmered like that of a cat's eyes. She wanted to scream, but she was so frightened she couldn't even make a sound. The creature broke through the window, unlatched the window, and crawled inside. Margaret tried to flee, but the creature grabbed her. It twisted its long and bony fingers in her hair, pulled back her head, and sinked its teeth in her throat. Margaret screamed and fainted. When her brothers heard her piercing scream, they rushed to her room, but by the time they got the door unlocked, the creature had fled. Margaret laid on the floor, bleeding and unconscious. While Paul tried to stop the bleeding, David chased the creature down the hill towards the churchyard, but he lost sight of it. The police believe it was a escaped lunatic who believed himself to be a vampire. When Margaret recovered, her brothers wanted to move somewhere else safe, where it would be harder to break in, but she refused. The creature would never return. She was sure of it, but just in case, Paul and David started to keep loaded pistols in their rooms. One night, months later, Margaret woke up to the sound of scratching at the window, and when she opened her eyes, there was the same shrunken face staring right back at her. That night, her brothers heard her scream right at the nick of time. They chased the creature down the hill, and David shot it in the leg. But the creature managed to scramble across the graveyard wall and vanish by an old burial vault. The next day, Margaret and her brothers watched the sexton of the church opening the burial vault. Inside was a horrifying scene. Broken coffins, bones, and rotten flesh scattered across the floor. Only one coffin laid undisturbed. When the sexton opened the lid, there was the creature that attacked Margaret. The tattletale bullet was lying in its leg. They did the only thing they knew to rid themselves of a vampire. The sexton built a roaring fire outside the vault and fed the shriveled body to the flames. They watched the body burn till nothing remained but ash.